Good evening, Internet. It is I, the Real Shroom, and tonight I'm going to be heading to the Modern format on tGO. You heard that right, Modern. It has been quite a while since I played Modern, although I have played quite a bit of Modern in the past on my channel. I really haven't been playing it much in the last year or so, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The release of the Lord of the Rings set and the One Ring, I just hated that card so much. I hated the play patterns that it engendered in Modern. I just think that was a miserable card. I also really don't like Orcish Bowmasters. I hated the fact that matches of Modern just degenerated into like who can resolve and utilize the One Ring the best. So that really kind of ruined Modern for me. But now that's been banned, so that's a good thing, right? Does that mean that Modern is good now? I'm not sure, because I'm also very not fond of Modern Horizons 3 as a set overall. I don't know. I thought Modern Horizons 2 was like a little bit too pushed, and I still think cards like Urza's Saga, like the Pitch Elementals, even Ragavan, were like maybe a little too pushed beyond what I was used to and comfortable with in the Modern format. But I think Modern Horizons 3 is even worse. And although they did ban Amped Raptor, I'm a little worried about cards like, Guide of Souls, Psychic Frog, all the stuff that the Eldrazi got out of, and like Eldrazi Tron got out of Modern Horizons 3. It's all like seems way too pushed to me beyond my comfort level. But maybe with these bannings and like unbannings, things will have changed. So I want to give Modern a shot, and I'm going to dip my toes in the water tonight with a very janky domain brew, and I mean janky. Let's take a look at what we're working with here. So we're an all-in domain deck. We need Leyline of the Guildpact. We need this card. We will mulligan for it. We are in fact running Serum Powder to make sure that every single hand we have Leyline of the Guildpact on the battlefield on turn 1. This makes all of our lands all land types. It makes all of our creatures all colors, both of which will be very important. Of course, since we are a domain deck of a sort, Scion of Draco is going to be our main win condition. When we have Leyline of the Guildpact on the battlefield, this is a 2-mana 4/4 flyer, lifelink, vigilance, hexproof, first strike, trample. So yeah, this is how we're going to win games primarily, is with Scion of the Draco. And then we have like our Squadron Hawk strategy. We are playing the Squadron Hawks, which fish other copies of themselves out of our library when we cast one, and Legion Conquistador, which is a terrible card. It is a terrible card, but we're playing it because we want this effect of creatures that fish other copies of themselves out of our library for 2 different reasons. Number one, it gives us white cards that we can pitch to our 4 of Solitudes, so that we always have a way to enable a free Solitude when needed. And the second thing is Flare of Denial. So this is a free counterspell that is enabled by Leyline of the Guildpact as long as we have non-token blue creatures to sacrifice. And that is where we have our Squadron Hawks and Legion Conquistadors. Hopefully with these recruity type effects, we'll fish out, we'll always have fodder on the battlefield that we can sacrifice to a Flare of Denial for free counterspells, which just seems really good to me. Free counterspells are good. This is like Force of Will on demand, so that's great. So that's kind of the main plan of the deck, is we're playing Scion of Dracos, we're fishing out Weenies to pitch to our Solitudes, and to sacrifice to Flare of Denial. The rest of the deck is kind of just enabling this and protecting ourselves. We get a 2 of Endurance, which can be good graveyard hate. This can also help us to shuffle back in our Squadron Hawks and our Legion Conquistadors back into our library when they die, when we sacrifice them, so that, when we cast them again, we can continuously draw more copies of those cards from our library into our hand. We've got a 1 of Snapcaster Mage, who can just like recycle our Flare of Denials. They can recycle our Assassin's Trophy, which we're playing as a 2 of, as just sort of generalized removal that can hit like any kind of target. It can recycle our 1 of Eladamri's Call, which can help us find our Solitudes, our Scion of Dracos, our Snapcaster Mage if needed. Whatever creature, Endurance, whatever creature we need at any given moment, Eladamri's Call can fish it up for us at instant speed. We're also playing a 1 of Ephemerate as additional toolboxiness. We got a lot of good targets for Ephemerate. Solitude obviously is a popular one, but even, Snapcaster Mage, Ephemerate needed to bring back another Flare of Denial at instant speed and counter another spell is great. Endurance also is a good target for Ephemerate. And it just serves to like blank a removal spell too, in addition to providing the extra value. Of course, like, if we don't have a Scion of Draco, we just are playing 1/1 flyers and 2/2s, so we don't really have any kind of a clock. That's why I'm running a 1 of Broker's Ascendancy, and this may not even be worth playing. You know, we might just be better off to just say our Hawks and Conquistadors will have no value as far as closing out the game, but I kind of wanted to try out a 1 of Broker's Ascendancy because I've always really liked this card, and eventually, if our creatures stay on the battlefield, which maybe they will, because they should all be hexproof if we have a Scion of Draco, so it's not like our opponent's going to have an easy time removing them. Maybe eventually Broker's Ascendancy can help us build a lethal battlefield. And then we are running a 2 of Faithless Looting just to help us look at more cards. You know, we don't ever really want to cast Serum Powder. It's just so bad as a 3-mana, like, colorless mana rock. We'd rather just discard it and, like, look for better cards, or discard redundant copies of Leyline of the Guildpact. So, since we are a 5-color deck, effectively, we're running some Faithless Looting, recently unbanned. So let's see how that goes. So that's the plan. Scion of Draco is going to close out the games with its flying lifelink evasiveness. We're gonna counter our opponent's stuff for free. We're gonna outvalue them. You know, exile their stuff with Solitudes, and eventually win the game with flying lifelinkers. Total of 23 lands in the deck, including a 1 of Witch Enchanter as an MDFC. That's like a second Beseju. You know, it's just another land that we can use to destroy an artifact or creature, or enchantment rather. And we've got a couple of canopies. We've got a Gavany Township. We've got a couple of lush porticos. Bunch of fetch lands, nothing too fancy. We do want to be able to shuffle our deck regularly because Endurance, when we play it, just puts all the stuff in our deck on the bottom of our library, but we want to mix in those Flare of Denials that are already in our graveyard so that we have a better chance of drawing them. So I think it's good to have some shuffles to help facilitate that. We are running also a couple of Eagles of the North, which I'm counting as lands number 22 and 23. I don't know if 23 lands is really enough. Hopefully it will be. It might be better to have 24, but for tonight we're running 23. The sideboard contains a couple of Containment Priests against like Indomitable Creativity and Graveyard decks, a couple of Flare of Fortitudes, for post-sideboard games where like every deck is going to have a way to remove our Leyline. Our deck really can't function without a Leyline, so pretty much every game we're going to be boarding in these Flare Fortitudes to try to protect our stuff against like Besejus. Also protects our team against sweepers from those control decks. Speaking of sweepers, we've got a 1 of Settle the Wreckage against mid-range. We've got a 2 of March of Otherworldly Light as sort of versatile removal. I really like this card against Urza's Saga because it's 1 mana instant speed destroys Urza's Saga. 1 Meltdown can mass destroy artifacts. Force of Vigor as a 2 of can mass destroy artifacts and enchantments. We've got Endurance number 3 as an additional graveyard hate piece. This card is just really, really good in our deck too. So tried to find room to have 4 Endurances in the main, but it just didn't work out that way. A couple of Veil of Summers are there against Counterspells and Discard, and a couple of Damping Spheres are there against the Storm matchups and against Tron. So that is the plan, and we're going to play a league. I did try testing this deck a bit on the practice queue, but I don't know. In the practice queue, people just scoop matches early. Like if they think that your deck is janky, which this certainly is, they just won't bother playing out a match. So for the sake of making sure that I get complete matches on the stream, I'm going to play a league. I don't think this deck is good at all. I think it's so janky. I'd be impressed if we win a match. I'm kind of hoping we might be able to win a couple of games. But, you know, I haven't played any Modern, basically, since the bannings. I certainly haven't played a league. I've been watching a lot of Modern content, and people seem to be playing, like, Splinter Twin and Mox Opal a lot, which is cool. I mean, I like seeing that more than I like seeing, you know, Boros Energy straight up from Modern Horizons 3. But I wonder if that is going to continue, or if now people will just switch over to, like, okay, we tried this new unbanned stuff for fun. Let's go play our Modern Horizons 3 deck and win matches now. So we'll see what happens to us in this league. I'm kind of just testing the waters, curious to find out what a League of Modern looks like post-banning. And we're going to do it with this janky deck. So let's see if we can domain Weenies some wins. And if you like off-meta, off-kits, or MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Okay, Frank's EOT is going to be our first opponent. We'll be on the play. In some post-ban Modern. So we've got double Leyline and Serum Powder. I mean, we've got the Leyline. We also have Scion of Draco, so this is a keep. I guess I'm putting 2 Leylines onto the battlefield. Now, you really don't want Serum Powder, like, you really don't want to play it. Play our fetch. Scalding Tarn from our opponent. Alright. Let's fetch up a Lush Portico. Squadron Hawk, yeah. Alright, let's play our Scion of Draco. 4/4 Flying Lifelink, Vigilance, First Strike, Trample. Hexproof. We also have an Assassin's Trophy. Wow, we got a good hand there. Nice to start off deck number 1 of the day that way. As our opponent on Control, that could be a problem, because Supreme Verdict is a card. Flare of Denial doesn't help against Supreme Verdict. Let's attack for 4. Let's play a Squawk. Is our opponent going to counter Squadron Hawk? Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Squadron Hawk countered. Well, our Game 1 matchup against Control definitely is not that good. Eladamri's Call. The only saving grace, perhaps, is if they tap out for Supreme Verdict, we can now Eladamri's Call for another Scion of Draco. Another Flare of Denial that we can't really cast. Alright, 2 more turns. Memory Deluge, okay. Would have been really nice to resolve that, Squawk. Teferi Time Raveler, sure. Dress Down. Okay. Gonna remove all the abilities from our Scion so that they can bounce it. Alright, that does slow us down for a turn. Well, we're not drawing lands, but fortunately the Scion only costs 2 mana with our Leyline. The thing that kind of sucks now is if they Verdict, we won't be able to Eladamri's instant speed. Well, we wouldn't be able to anyway because of Teferi being such a fun card. More Dress Downs. Null Drifter. Gonna draw some cards. Alright, there's land number 3. So, what to do here? We can kill the Scion of Draco. We'd have to pitch Elidomri's Call to do so. Attack them for 4 down to 2, or we could kill Teferi. I have to pitch Elidomri's Call to do that, though. I guess not. I guess I could just play Assassin's Trophy. Or I could Trophy the Teferi and Solitude the Null Drifter. They also gain 4 life. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I want a Solitude in this situation. Let's just get rid of the Null Drifter. See if they have a Force of Negation. They do not. Attack for 4. Gonna let Teferi go. It's 35 to 2. Another Null Drifter. We have 9 cards in hand. I probably should have fetched up another Lush Portico there. Well, I mean, if I Solitude the Null Drifter, they gain 4 life anyway, so it's like it undoes my attack. So I might as well just make them block with it. I have First Strike. And I guess I'll play my Serum Powder. Yeah, I mean, I can't play anything at instant speed anyway, so it's not like tapping out does me any harm. It's all colors. Memory Deluge, digging for that verdict. Just plussing Teferi. Well, this would have been a much different game if they hadn't countered our Squadron Hawk. Got the 2 flares here. See if we can close it out. I don't like the look of this, though. They've got 4 mana left over. That looks like a verdict. Yep. Alright, there's a temple garden. Well, I mean, let's Eladamri's call. Force of negation. Yeah. Just plussing to fairy. Flage. Alright. Let's go get our Lush Portico. For Scion, yeah. It can be countered, though, unfortunately, and it most likely will be. So, do I just scoop when it gets countered? So, I could try to run out Solitude to bait the counter. They absolutely could have 2 counterspells. If I don't just hardcast Solitude, that kind of gives away that I have a follow-up play. I don't know. I feel like we have very little chance of winning now. I need another Assassin's Trophy or maybe Snapcaster Mage. Just gonna try to hardcast Solitude. Nah, screw this. Screw this. Let's evoke Solitude. Oh, it resolves? Okay. So then they have a counter for my Scion or Draco. Like, there's nothing I can do to play around this. Yep. At least I got rid of Flage, but I don't see how I win this game. I need to find Assassin's Trophy to deal with Teferi. Another Flage. Yep, here comes the MH3. Just Lightning Helix on command. Windswept Heath. So now I need Assassin's Serum Powder. I don't need Serum Powder. That I'm pretty sure of. I have a feeling this is going to resolve. Yeah, Flage is pretty good. Maybe another turn or two, and then I'll just scoop. I should have fetched a Portico last turn. Oh, I don't have any more Porticos. Okay. Just thin my deck, I guess. Put myself in lethal range of Flage. There's another Scion. What are the chances this resolves? It resolves. Okay. But I have to block the Flage or I just die. March of Otherworldly Light, one of my Leylines, okay. And the other one also? Solitude? Dress down. Alright, opponent's a dress down deck. Sure. Alright. So let's play some Veil of Summer. And we'll play some Flare of Fortitude and some Containment Priest. If it wasn't cast. Okay, actually Containment Priest doesn't hit Flage. I guess we want Endurance number 3. Maybe a March. A Broker's Ascendancy. Yeah, I don't know why I have this in the library. It's always going to be like the first card that's sideboarded out. Like, you can't... There's so much... There's like immovable pieces, right? Like, the Powder and the Leyline you need, because you gotta have the Leyline. The Flares... I mean, like, the Legion Conquistadors and the Squadron Hawks you need, because they facilitate the Flares. They're just such, like, integral pieces in the plan. I guess I could cut some Powders and just mulligan for the Leyline. That's not a great option, though. Let's cut an Ephemerate, a Looting, cut one Powder. I gotta go down something, so let's cut a couple of my Hawk-style things. Can I even do that? I'm doing it. Okay, so we've got Veil of Summer. I mean, this is a good hand. So we're gonna keep it. I do need to find some lands. I have the Eagles. Alright, let's Plane Cycle. for a temple garden. I guess it doesn't matter, you know, I could have just fetched a basic there. More Veil of Summer is great. Play a Scion. Alright, Draco, can you get it done this time? Yeah, I don't think you can. When you bring in the Flare of Fortitude, especially, I don't think you can board out Squadron Hawks or Conquistadors. I barely playtested this deck. I was playing some last night on the practice queue, and like I couldn't even get full matches. That's partially why I'm doing a league today. Teferi. Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna attack down Teferi. Let's get a Portico. Assassin's Trophy. Okay. We will leave that on top of our library. I think. Yeah. That's what I did. Would have been nice to draw. I mean, it'd be nice to have 3 lands here so we could hold up Veil of Summer after killing Teferi. They're probably just gonna verdict though, and then I die because I have like nothing. So let's just kill Teferi. Oh wow, nothing? Are you serious? Well, that's lucky for us. We actually can hardcast Flare of Denial now? Verdict. Let's try for an endurance. Yeah, I'll shuffle your deck back on the bottom of your library. Oh. There's a Conquistador. Maybe I should have played the Conquistador first. Solitude. Yeah, I should have played the Conquistador first. Counterspell. Alright. Well, they have nothing. So this is interesting. What's the interaction between this and that? Okay, it does actually make all my lands into islands. Yep, now I don't know how we can win. So it looks like the Harbinger supersedes the Leyline. Memory Deluge. Okay. I could flare it, but like, I probably should have flared it. I don't know. I don't. It's gonna be hard for us to win now. I mean, I can Solitude. If I could ever draw a white card, I can try to Solitude the Harbinger. Another Memory Deluge. So I'm not flaring this. I'm gonna try to save my flare for draw a white card, evoke the Solitude, try to flare their counterspell to my Solitude, and when that fails, I scoop. And they have 6 cards in hand. I guess I'll play Besiege You. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I almost have enough mana to hard cast. Flashing back their Memory Deluges now. Well, I might have had a chance on the turn when I attacked with Endurance. Had I played the Conquistador first, maybe they would not have countered it, and then I would have been able to flare Denial the Solitude. So there was maybe some window where I had a chance. Another Harbinger. More Flare Denial. Okay. This is another fun Modern Horizons 3 card. More Blood Moons effects. Always great to make a format entertaining for all. I mean, I've played my share of Blood Moons, Lord knows. Solitude. Flare it, I guess. Flare of Fortitude. Flare it. Now I have no protection for my Solitude. Should I ever... I guess I could evoke it. They have double Harbingers, so it doesn't even matter. Well, that's disappointing to start with 2 Veil of Summers in your hand and still lose to control. I'm ready to skip at this point. GG's. Okay, IP banned. This our opponent will be on the play. We have no Leyline. Therefore, we mulligan. Yep. Okay, and we have a Leyline here. We'll keep this and bottom one of our lands. We've got 3 lands. So let's bottom Field of Ruin, I guess. Put our Leyline on the battlefield. And let's start on a Lush Portico. Snapcaster Mage. I'll keep a Snapcaster Mage. Guide of Souls. Well, let's see if this matchup is still horrible. This deck. Let's Faithless Looting. Put back... What do we want to bin? I really need both these lands. I also really need this Assassin's Trophy. I guess Eladamri's Call plus Flare of Denial. Okay. Ocelot Pride. Yep, they're already starting the snowball here. Let's cycle. I guess we'll grab a Temple Garden? Solitude. You don't have a white card to pitch to it. I think we can play that tapped. We'll just pass for now. They have 2 energy. So, do I kill the Guide of Souls or the Ocelot Pride? They have Orcish Bowmasters. Alright, let's kill the Ocelot Pride. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't ban this card. Okay, we got a Solitude. Um... It only costs 3 energy to put the counters and the flying counter on that. Okay. Well, what can we do here? We can Faithless Looting. I guess that's not bad. Let's see what we get off our Faithless Looting. Wouldn't be bad to find land number 4. Draw 2 lands. Okay, we beef up the Orcish Bowmasters. Oh yeah, I forgot how much I hate this card too. Snapcaster and land, I guess. Gonna bolt me, sure. Flage. Oh, a Johnny. Alright. I don't think we can win this game. We definitely can't if the Guide of Souls continues attacking. So I guess we'll kill that now. We're now empty-handed. Oh, right. The MH3 land, Arena of Glory, gives your creatures haste. Nice. And there's a bolt. Okay. So, what do we want against that? Settle the wreckage. March. And we're pretty much always bringing in our Force of Fortitudes. Maybe Endurance also. And we'll have to make some cuts. Powder, Broker's Ascendancy. We just can't cut. We can't cut these things. Faithless Looting. Snapcaster. Maybe 1 Flare of Denial. Cut a couple of powders. We have our Leyline. This is a 1-lander. It does have a March. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna have to get lucky to win this match. Like, this opponent's on just straight Mardu Energy, so there's no way we're gonna win without a little luck with our janky brew, so we'll keep this 1-lander. If I can draw 1 land, I'd be in decent shape. Thoughtseize, okay. Take Solitude. Probably a good choice. Land? No. Solitude. Thoughtseize again. Ocelot Pride. Alright, I'm not going to Solitude it quite yet. We draw more Squadron Hawks. Alright. Sure. More Ocelot Prides. So, Solitude's... I should have Solitude in response to that Ocelot Pride while that was on the stack. That was a mistake. Well, I guess I'm doing this. They are going to get a trigger. I'll pitch my Conquistador. Yeah, that was a mistake. They get a cat token now. I mean, it was a mistake that gave them one extra creature token, so... maybe not the most impactful, but I have no chance if I don't draw at least one more land, which I haven't. Orcish Bowmasters. Fleege. Alright, we finally draw land 2. But it's far too late, really. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shock here. What am I gonna do? Get a Squadron Hawk? I'm gonna have to shock here. Let's get our Hawks. Galvanic Discharge on our Hawk. Isn't it hexproof? Oh no, I don't have a Scion. Okay. Opponent is empty-handed, but their battlefield is lethal. We don't even have time to draw lands 3 and 4 and settle the wreckage to win. They can also escape Flage now, right? Can they? 5 other cards? No, they can't. Okay. That's Boros Energy, or Mardu, actually. Sure, why not? Why not add the Bowmasters? We'll be on the play against Malicious Mac. No Leyline equals a mulligan. Uh-oh. No Leyline equals mulligan. No Leyline equals mulligan. Okay. So we gotta put 3 cards back. Broker's Ascendancy. We have 0 lands in this draw, but we have our Leyline. So we just need to draw 2 lands, and then our Scions can get us there. Opponent's on burn. Okay. I mean, Scion will be great against them if we can cast them. Nope. We don't draw land. Bolt wave. Light up the stage. Lightning bolts. That's lethal. Okay. So what do we do against this? I think we want March. Maybe Endurance. Settle the Wreckage. Cut Broker's Ascendancy. Let's cut maybe a Flare of Denial. Seems slow. I mean, it can counter their creatures for free, though. Let's cut a Powder. We just need to get lucky with our luckier with our opening draw. Yeah, let's cut Ephemerate. And Eluding. Okay, no Leyline equals mulligan. No Leyline equals mulligan. There's a Leyline, and we have stuff we can do also, so this we can keep. We're keeping this. We'll bottom Serum Powder plus Flare of Denial. We get our Leyline. Alright, let's draw some Scions. Soulscar McGee. Legion Conquistador. The mighty Legion Conquistador. There's a Slick Shot. I could have pitched Conquistador to the March, but I think I'd rather just play it. Okay. Scion is great. Bolt Wave. Uh-huh. Light up the stage. Okay, they're a Phoenix deck. No attack. Another March is great. Let's attack with Scion. They scoop. Yeah, they can't beat the Scion. Okay. Do I want Flare of Fortitude? Maybe I do. So they're a Phoenix deck. Okay, I'll cut Looting number 2. I'll cut Snapcaster Mage. No Leyline equals mulligan. So here we have a Leyline. And we've got 2 lands. We've got a Solitude plus a white card we can pitch to it. That means that we don't play our MDFC as a land, though, which is pretty bad. Like, the Flare of Denials are just dead cards with this hand, really. I think I'm actually going to powder this hand. We can do better than this. So, we have to bottom something. Flare of Denial. Before we exile all these cards. Here we don't have a Leyline. I don't know. It's a good 6. So we would be mulling to 5. I think we want to mull to 5. Scion on Draco is the key to winning this. Ugh. Scion but no Leyline. Alright, let's mull. Okay. Mull to 4 achieved. Leyline can go. Fortitude can go. So either the Hawk or the Assassin's Trophy. Probably the Hawk, right? And we just need to draw a land or two. And maybe a Scion of Draco. Flare of Fortitude. Just what we wanted. We can pitch it to our March. We certainly will do that in the event of a Slickshot show-off. So, opponent is a Faithless Looting Arclight Phoenix deck, which, you know, this deck is cool. It's fine. It's inoffensive. I kind of feel like their whole unbanning of Splinter Twin and Mox Opal and Faithless Looting was like a distraction. Like, give us, you know, older modern players something to like make us feel nostalgic. Like, ooh, I can play my old modern decks again. But it's just like MH3 is still just so dominant. Hey, how's it going? Waking Wind Waker, Link. How you doing? Good. Soulscar McGee. I'm alright. A little saddened by the state of modern MTG, to be perfectly honest. Faithless Looting. Magic in general doesn't do it to you? No, I've really been enjoying Standard lately, and Pioneer's pretty good too. But Modern is just, I think it's too far gone. Okay. Another Leyline, we certainly don't want that. Okay, we found land number 2. So we really just need to find a Scion. Pioneer is one that I need to get into the loop again. Pioneer is very near to where Modern was when it was good. Pioneer could be great. It's very close to being great, I think. I think there's just a couple of cards that need to go. Blood Moon. Okay, we are going to float a green and a black. Get rid of the Blood Moon. A green-black mid-range deck? Yeah. Golgari is very strong in Pioneer. And in Standard, it's kind of really ridiculously strong. Okay, I need to draw Scion of Draco. Mosswood Dread Knight is a great card. It's very, very powerful. So how long can I hold on to this March of Otherworldly Light? I think I just need to kill something. Probably. Yeah, I feel like if they had something more threatening, they would have played it. So let's just get rid of one of these prowess creatures. Can I draw a Scion of Draco, please? What do I think of Bad Company? I don't know what that is. Okay, let's draw a card. What do you mean, Bad Company? Legion Conquistador. Oh, Greed White Collected Company? They did have a slick shot. I think Collected Company is still a very good card. In Pioneer. I think for a while there was a green-white Angel deck that was playing Collected Company and the Lava Dart. So I think we're just dead here. Yeah, okay, GG's. Well, we won a game. I was questioning whether we would in this league, but we did win one game. Alright, Authentic 1 will be our round 4 opponent, will be on the play. This is no Leyline. We do have Powder. So we will Powder. This is no Leyline, so we'll mulligan. Opponent mulligan to 6 also. Okay, we have Powder for this hand as well. No Leyline, so we'll Powder. And which of these do we want to bottom? We'll bottom Eladomri's Call. Okay, here we have Leyline, we have Scion of Draco. Had you just bought like the Sorin Vein Ripper deck? I'm sorry. That sucks. But like Rakdos is still A tree combo deck? Oh. Okay, yeah, that deck doesn't need Sorin. That's a good deck. Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor. Yep. Alright, let's just hope we can kill our opponent before they besiege you. Not gonna lie, opponent says. I'm probably just gonna concede the match because playing this deck is a chore. A choice. I'm not playing stock domain. Opponent's just terrified of domain apparently, so they scoop. DB_mistaken will be our final opponent. Oh, and Golgari midrange. Okay. And we have no Leyline, so we will powder. Ugh, and we have no powder or Leyline, so we'll mulligan. Here we have a Leyline, so we'll keep. And we'll bottom one of our lands. Probably forest. Viscera Seer. We draw Serum Powder. Alright, let's get a Lush Portico and Surveil. A Lush Portico. We'll bin that. Endurance. Alright, I'm just gonna play a tap land and say go. Opponent's Abzan. Okay, there's some kind of cat combo. Samwise Gamgee. Whenever another non-token creature create a food, sack 3 foods, return a historic card. Okay. Scion of Draco is good. But they're set up for an infinite combo with the Cauldron Familiar in their yard. So I think I'm gonna play Endurance. I'll wait. See if I can get him to attack with their Viscera Seer or something. Grist. So they're gonna get a food, which will let them bring back their Cauldron Familiar, which will give them more food. I think they can just go infinite with Samwise and a Cauldron Familiar, so let's Endurance. Make you put your cards on the bottom. How do they get a food? Oh, they fetch out a Dryad Arbor. So, is this just infinite? They need a... Yeah, they have the Viscera Seer. Yeah, that's an infinite combo. They sack the Cauldron Familiar. They bring it back with the food token. They get a food. So, GG's. Okay. So we want Containment Priest. And I think we want Endurance number 3. Probably March of Otherworldly Light. Maybe 1 Fear. They're going to have Boseiju and whatnot. And let's make some cuts. Looting. Snapcaster. Maybe a Flare of Denial. Ephemerate. Broker's Ascension. Broker's Ascension, always a cut. This has no Leyline, so it's a mulligan. No Leyline, mulligan. No Leyline, mulligan. I don't think I want to molt. I don't think I can molt a 3. I'll keep on 4, I guess. So this is terrible. Let's bottom 3 cards. How about Legion Conquistador? A land. And a land. Leyline on top of our library. Yeah, I think we'll bin that. Okay, well, we've drawn lands. That's a good start. Amalia. Get another Portico. Verge. Probably want a Verge, right? Yeah, I can see how we could need 4 lands. Or possibly even 5 to hardcast a Solitude. Here comes Amalia. Well, I'm gonna try to ambush it. Let's do you, I guess. I don't think it matters, really. Attempt to block. Okay. There's Samwise. Alright. Land number 5 to be able to hardcast Solitude is pretty good. Dryad Arbor is a non-token creature. Another Amalia. Alright, we keep drawing lands. Which, we can stop now, really. Let's attack with Endurance. Pass. Wild Growth Walker. So that's an infinite combo also. With Amalia. Whenever a creature you control explores. So I guess we have to do the Wild Growth Walker. Whoops. First I need to fetch. Get rid of the Wild Growth Walker or Amalia. Maybe Amalia. I think Amalia. So they just go off right now? Is that what happens? Are they going infinite right here at instant speed just by cracking a food? Explore, explore. So she's gonna blow up the board. Solitude's ability is on the stack. So they have a Cauldron Familiar in their graveyard now. Meaning if they get a sack outlet, they go infinite with Samwise. But Amalia's gonna blow everything up. They're gonna have like 100 life after all this or something crazy. So it'll be a little tricky to win. Okay, Amalia is getting exiled here. Yes, I will pay 3 life. $102 life to be exact. So they have Viscera Seer on top of their library. They don't have Samwise anymore, though. Alright, another Endurance would be nice to draw. They have 7 cards in hand. Why are we getting flooded all of a sudden? Let's draw a card. More land, okay. Sure. Viscera Seer. Birthing Ritual, okay. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature, look at the top 7. X or less. This is just a birthing pod, right? At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature, look at the top 7 cards of your library, then you may sack a creature. If you do, put a creature card with mana value X or less from among those cards onto the battlefield, where X is 1 plus the sacrificed creature's mana value. Okay, so that helps them find Samwise. That means eventually they will find Samwise. Do they find it right now? This is an MH3 card, right? Yeah, of course it is. Flare of Fortitude. Right on time, right when we need it. Another Viscera Seer. So, do they get the Samwise this time? They don't. Okay. Alright, I need something good, like another Endurance. I've got 2 of them left, right? Eagles. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just play a 3/3 flyer. See, I could hold up this Flare of Fortitude. But they so that they can't kill me like on their turn, but they can do if they get the Samwise, they combo at instant speed, so just 1 turn of protection won't be enough. And they get 3 scries too. They scry to the top. So I'm not playing like real graveyard hate in this deck because I do use the graveyard. But really, in most white decks, I would be running at least 3 Rest in Peace. And I don't think what we're doing with the graveyard is really worth not doing so. Green Suns for Samwise. Okay, that's game. Alright, so that was a 1-4 with Domain of Weenies. And, you know, the one match win we had was because the opponent we were playing was just so terrified of Domain or so annoyed by it that they just didn't want to play a Domain deck. And I told them this isn't like a real Domain deck, but they scooped anyway. We did win one match against Mono Red as well, which I will say, the combination of Leyline of the Guildpact and Scion of Draco is very, very strong. So this deck does have that going for them. But it's a very bad deck. I actually have to say, I like the idea of Squadron Hawk, Flare of Denial, Leyline of the Guildpact. Like, having free counterspells in your Domain deck, like, or in some kind of deck. Like, you could build something like this that's better than what I have here. But I think that's actually kind of cool. And it's too bad that we didn't actually get to see that happen at any point during the league. But anyway, the match against Boros Energy, like Rakdos, and actually, yeah, it was Mardu. The match against Mardu Energy pretty much solidifies for me that, like, the cards that I like to play just aren't on the level of MH3. Modern is, like, mostly a tribal format. Most of the cards you see played are cards that have been printed in the last year and a half, mostly cards that have been printed in the Modern Horizons set, and especially in Modern Horizons 3. And I don't know, it's just a little too crazy for me at this point. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, it just was better. It was better before Lord of the Rings. I had come to sort of accept the power level of Modern Horizons 2, and even kind of embrace it in a way, you know? Like, those cards are very, very powerful, but I felt like, you know, they were in a way beatable by cards that aren't in those sets, but I just don't think that's true of the Modern Horizons 3 cards, particularly the Boros Energy deck. Like, they needed to ban something else. I don't think Amped Raptor was sufficient. They needed to get rid of, like, Guide of Souls or Flage, I think. So I think Modern is just going to continue to be dominated by MH3. People are kind of messing around right now, incorporating the unbanned cards. I think those cards will end up, like, making the MH3 dominant decks even better than they are right now. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like, yeah, they banned the ring, that's great, but I'm just not really interested in Modern the way it is right now. There's a, you know Doomwake if you watch MTG content at all. He did a league of, like, pure Modern, which is a format he came up with. It's like, it's Modern, but no cards that were printed in Modern Horizons sets are legal. And also Lord of the Rings was not legal in that format. And that's what I would like to play. If it were an official format of Wizards, I'd be playing that all the time. That would be my main jam. Next time he comes up with that, he does any kind of event with that format, I'll definitely hop in on that. But as far as just, like, actual Modern, I don't know. It's just kind of dead to me. I'm just not interested. I don't like the MH3 cards. I don't think they're fun. I don't think the matches are fun. And I don't think the bannings were enough to really change my mind about that. But I wanted to see, and I did enjoy some parts of this league. I enjoyed trying out this super janky deck, and it fell flat on its face as I sort of suspected it would. So going forward, you'll be seeing me play Standard, you'll be seeing me play Pioneer, but Modern, kind of off the menu for the foreseeable future. Which is too bad, because it was my favorite format for a very long time, but that time has passed, and things change. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this very janky brew of Weenie Domain. If you did, and if you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Hope to see you in the next MTG vid. I do post MTG every Saturday. I stream it every Friday on Twitch. And I stream non-MTG content Mondays and Tuesdays on Twitch. Come by and check that out if you want to hang out. And I post other gaming content on Tuesdays as well. So hope to see you in the next MTG vid. Happy holidays to you all. I'll catch you next week.